coach here at York High School. As Laura indicated, I'm also a personal trainer at the Victory YMCA. I also work as a medical personal trainer as well at the Center for Weight Loss. A lot of different roles that I play. In my position, both as a coach and as a personal trainer, having an understanding of anatomy and physiology is extremely important because primarily what I do as an endurance and distance coach here at the school, as well as with a lot of people I train personally in the sports of triathlon, cycling, and running, understanding anatomy and physiology is extremely important. Also, as a personal trainer, excuse me, I do a lot of rehab work as well. So in other words, if you have people that are going through physical therapy, once they finish all the physical therapy, they get discharged and then they come see me as well. When you talk anatomy and physiology, in my particular field, we're also talking about kinesiology as well, about the study of movement and how the body responds, different planes of motion that the body uses. So we have to work with and understand what the frontal plane means, transverse plane, sagittal, and all these kind of things, because when you work also as a medical personal trainer, you're getting patients not only that walk in, but from the doctor. So you got to be able to understand when the doctor writes that we have to do different types of exercises that emphasizes work on the transverse plane, for example. You got to know what that means. So very important to understand that piece of it. As a coach on that particular side of it, especially as a track and cross country coach, I'm emphasizing distance and endurance. Understanding the cardiopulmonary system is something I use quite frequently with that, and basically how the heart and lungs work together. So that's very important, and having a good understanding what the cardio system does, understanding heart rates, impacts of heart rates, and things like that. Also, understanding the skeletal muscle fibers. That's very important as well, because as you guys probably study, we have type 1 muscles, which are what we call slow twitch muscles, which endurance athletes use primarily. And we also have type 2A and 2X, or our fast twitch muscles, or primarily sprinters and things like that use as well. So understanding and having a good understanding is very important. As an endurance coach, understanding the 3 energy systems that we have in our body is very important, because sprinters typically use something called a short energy cycle. So that means they're doing a lot of sprints, a lot of anaerobic work. Anaerobic means without oxygen, so a lot of the training that they're doing, so having an understanding of that is important. And as a distance coach, we work with more slow twitch muscle fibers, and because that is pretty much long distance type of running and things like that, and how it's also known as aerobic based type training, meaning with oxygen. So very important to understand that as well. When I write programs, not only for high school athletes, but also people that are trying to get into the sport of triathlon, understanding the different training zones. There's 5 different training zones from a cardiopulmonary perspective. For instance, a zone 1 would be someone that's doing that type of recovery run, very slow running, things of that nature. Where at the opposite end of the scale, zone 5 would be somebody that's at an all-right sprint, and it can last maybe about 10 seconds. For most people, though, when they're training, they're kind of like in the zone 4. My point is that understanding how the pulmonary system works and the different zones is your body ready. Then we go up to what we call our pre-competitive stage. And then once we get a little closer to the end of the season, we're at our competitive stage, so we're actually peaking. And each one of those stages has certain types of running that we're doing, whether it's aerobic running, where it's anaerobic running, where it's tempo running, or a combination of all 3. How many times do we need to get into the weight room to do that, to work on our muscles? So it's a lot of different things that go into that as well. And all of those have their roots in basic anatomy and physiology. So understanding that, like I said earlier, is very important. The kinesiology that goes behind it is very important. And basically, if you're into the fitness field, whether it's a trainer and a coach, it's a combination of 2 factors, art and a science. The science is the easy download something off the internet, and they can apply it to whatever they're going to do. Well, everybody's individuals. Everybody's body's different. everybody has different goals and objectives, so that doesn't really work out so well. As a coach, if, let's say outdoor track is getting ready to start, and I have the responsibility of the distance folks, I need to understand that I have 12 weeks before we go to states. In order to do that, we have to go in certain stages on our training plan. And then we have to have a base period where we're doing a lot of slow miles, getting the body ready. Then we go up to what we call our pre-competitive stage. And then once we get a little closer to that, the end of the season, we can do that part of it. But if it's nutrition based for a medical condition centered around that, then we cannot do that. That's out of the scope of the practice of the personal training.
So at the Y, do you guys have like references that you can actually give somebody for, you know, a registered dietitian?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have a registered dietitian there.
That works there, that's
Yeah.
what I figured.
Yeah, we do. So that's, you know, a lot of, if you can get yourself in really a lot of trouble that way. If you go outside the scope of your practice, especially if somebody is like a type 1 diabetic, you know, it's on a very restricted diet because, you know, we don't have the training to do that. I can talk to people, you know, from the sports perspective, what they need to be having